Okay, welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about section 2.3, solving multi-step equations. Okay, so last section we talked about 2.2, solving one-step equations. Now we're going to just do a combination of adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing to get our final answer. So an example of an equation that we're going to solve, let's say it's 2x minus 1 equals 3. The whole idea to solve this is to isolate that variable, which we talked about last section. Okay. Now, when we isolate that variable, okay, it's going to be by itself. So whatever side it starts on, let's leave it there and move everything else. Okay, cool. Now, I have a couple of steps that we're going to follow. Once you get used to it, these steps will kind of come second nature. Okay. Now, the first thing, it says combine like terms on the same side. Okay, that's step one. When I talk about the same side, okay, let's draw my river down the equal sign. Now, when I'm talking about sides, I'm talking about sides of the equal sign. That's my left side, that's my right side. Good. Now, it says on the same side, combine like terms. So if I have 3x plus 4, are those like terms? No. So I'm done there. 13. Okay, is there anything else to combine it on the right side? No, it's just 13. So I'm done with step one. Good. Now it says combine like terms on opposite sides of the equal sign. So now, do I have like terms on the opposite sides of the equal sign? Well, I have a 4, positive 4, and I have a 13. Okay, good. Now, if I have a positive 4 and a 13, I want to move them all on the same side. Now, something to remember is that I want to isolate that x, right? So, if that x is on the left side, keep it on the left side. When we deal with variables on both sides, we'll deal with that next section. But for multi-step, whatever side the variable is on, keep it there. So basically, we want to move all the numbers to the other side. Good. So now I have a 4. Now, how do I once I move that over the equal sign, what happens to the sign? If it's positive now, the operation is addition. Okay, so when it crosses over, it's going to subtract. Awesome. Okay, so good. Now I'm going to go ahead and simplify. Okay, 4 minus 4, that cancels out to be 0, and I'm left with 3. X equals 13 minus 4 is 9. Awesome. So I combine like terms on opposite sides. Good. My last step says solve one-step equation. Right now it's just a one-step equation. Okay, what is that 3 doing to the x? That 3 is multiplying. Remember that? So how do I undo multiplication? You just divide. Awesome. Okay, now when we simplify, 3 divided by 3 cancels out, divides out to be 1, and I'm left with x equals 9 divided by 3 is 3. That's my answer. Cool. Now, let's go ahead and check. Okay, remember with solving equations, you could always go ahead and check your answer to make sure you're correct. So you're going to take that 3 and you're going to plug it in for x. So it's going to say 3 next to x, the operation is multiplication, times 3 plus 4 equals 13. Awesome. So now I have a 3 times 3, which is 9, plus 4 equals 13. Okay, simplify a little further. I have 13 equals 13, and I am done. Awesome. Okay, so 3 is my answer. Let's try another example. Okay, number 2. Okay, now we have combine like terms on the same side. So let's draw a river. Like terms on the same side. So I have an x here. Do I have an x there? Nope. So now I have a negative 5 and a 3. Negative 5 and 3. Now, if my x is on the left side, keep it there. Okay, keep my x there. So I'm going to move that 5. So when I move that 5, what happens when it crosses the equal sign? Changes operation. So if I'm subtracting, I'm going to end up adding. Awesome. Go ahead and simplify. Negative 5 plus 5 cancels out to be 0, and I'm left with negative 2x equals 3 plus 5 is 8. Good. Okay, so that's opposite sides. Lastly, I want to go ahead and solve the one-step equation. Okay, that 2 is multiplying x, so when I go ahead and undo that, you have to divide both sides by -2. Divide both sides by -2. Now, a common mistake is that students are going to want to change that sign. Okay, the operation changes, not the sign. So here we add because that's subtraction. Here we're dividing by -2 because the -2 is multiplying. Okay, cool. Okay, good. Now, when I go ahead and simplify, -2 divided by -2, it's going to end up being 1. I'm left with x is equal to 8 divided by -2 is -4. Okay, cool. If you want to go ahead and check my answer, you can. But I'm going to move on to number 3, example 3. Okay, cool. Now, the only difference with number 3 is that x is not on the left side, it's on the right side. The rules still apply. Okay, the rules still apply. Now, when I talk about sides, I want to keep my variable on the right side and move all my numbers to the left side. Okay? Now, it says combine like terms on the same side. Do I have like terms? 2x minus 4, they're not like terms. 10, there's nothing else over there, so I'm done with step 1. Step 2. I want to combine like terms on opposite sides. So right now I have a -4, and I have a 10. Okay? Now, I want to move my numbers to the left side because my variable's on the right side. Now, when it crosses that equal sign, that sign is going to change to a positive. Okay, adding 4 to both sides. Awesome. Now I have 10 plus 4 is 14 equals over here. When I simplify, that cancels out, and I'm left with 2x. Awesome. Now, last step I'm going to go ahead and do is solve the one-step equation. So I'm going to go ahead and solve the one-step equation. 2 multiplied by x, undo that. 2 divide by 2, divide by 2. And when I simplify, I'm left with 14 divided by 2 is 7. 2 divided by 2 is 1. And I'm just left with x. Okay, cool. So these first 3 examples were just actually 2-steppers. When we can get into multi-step, even more than 2 steps. So let's try number 4. Okay, number 4. You go ahead and erase. Okay, cool. Now the first step says solve. It says combine like terms on the same side. So when I talk about same side, let me draw my river. Okay, same side, left, right. So I have like terms on the same side. So now I have 2x, and I have positive 3x. So when I have 2x and I have positive 3x, you can combine them, right? They're in the same family. So you know it's going to be something x, but how many x's? Add the coefficients. 2 plus 3 is 5. Okay, then bring down what you didn't use. Okay, now, do I have like terms on opposite sides? So I have 5x on the left side, 20x on the right side. Do I have like terms on opposite sides? No, I do not. So then you're going to solve the one-step equation. Go ahead. You're almost always with equations that I give you, you're usually always going to divide in the last step. Okay, divide in the last step. So this 5 is multiplying x, divide by 5, divide by 5. You're left with x is equal to 20 divided by 5 is 4. That's going to be my answer. Okay. So we followed the same steps, but now we had like terms on the same side. Okay, same side. Awesome. So as long as you follow my steps, you should be good. Okay. I'm going to give you a money problem. If you can, try it. Follow the steps. Call me over and I'll check your problem. All right. Good luck.